Have you ever Google mapped your route to work, but instead of doing the drive, click the little walkie guy and see how long it would take you to get from work to home if something should happen? Hey guys, before we get into the video, if you stick around till the end, there's going to be a discount code for my Canadian viewers on knives. So in this video, part 2 of the series, we're actually going to pull apart the Get Home bag and show you some of the kit that I've got in here, why I've got it in here. Again, the reason for my Get Home bag instead of a bug out bag is because we're on a 13-acre homestead. We've got food for basically a year. We've got supplies here. We've got kids. There's no reason for us to bug out. We're out in the country. So everything is going to be focused on me getting back home if I'm out at work. It is a 12-hour walk from work for me to get home under ideal circumstances. In less than ideal circumstances, I might be doing 2.5K a day if I'm going overland through the woods, that sort of thing. So that would bump my walk home up to 24 hours instead of just 12 hours. So everything I've got in this is based on me being out for 24 hours trying to get home. So along with my Get Home bag that I carry in the truck, I carry a lot of gear in my truck anyways. In case I go off the road, in case I get stuck in snowstorms, in case the truck breaks down, that sort of thing. And I like having my gear organized. So I like to use these pouches. I've got 5 of them that I use. They're all labeled. So this one's utility. This one's fuel, fire. I've got one that is food. I've got one that's shelter. So they all fit under the back seat of my truck, and they're all labeled so they're easy to grab if I need one. Say we're in a snowstorm, we're broken down, something like that. We're staying the night in the truck. We can grab whatever we need, move to the bed of the truck. We've got the cap on there so we can basically camp in the truck. Also in the truck, I keep an IFAK as well as other medical gear. The stuff in the truck is designed for emergencies that might happen at the truck. So I'll move some of this stuff out of the way and then pull out the kit from the bag. So with the bag itself, it's a Snug Pack Exo Set. It's a really durable pack. I've used it probably for, I want to say about 10 to 12 years. I've used it hunting, camping. It's been out in and out of the truck quite a bit. A 6,000 weight Cordura, so it's going to stand up to a lot of wear and tear. It does have Molly on the outside. It is green. It is a tactical looking bag, but for myself, I'm going through unpopulated areas, through farmers' fields, through forests. So I'm not worried. I'm not going through the city where I'm worried about people trying to attack me because I've got Molly on my backpack. That is not a concern for me whatsoever. So on the outside of the bag anyway, we've got this tube tarp, Ultimate Survival Technologies. It's an amazing little shelter system. It will fold out into a triangle tent, or you can wrap it around yourself. The inside has a reflective material on it, so if you do use it as a tent or wrap it around yourself, it helps retain the heat. On the other side of the pack, I've got my Nalgene water bottle. Inside as well, I already have some emergency drinking water packets. These packets are pretty cool because I can keep it in the truck if I want to. I've got these water packets in the truck as well. They will freeze without bursting. So that's a nice feature to have if you're in a place where it does get below freezing. So I've got water all ready to go, my Nalgene bottle. So if I want to filter water and fill this up so I have extra water to go with me, I have a water bottle ready to go. Also in the truck and with me, I always carry my other Nalgene bottle. So I might grab that out of the truck and take it with me as well. In the bottom, stainless steel cup. I can use that for heating up some water, melting some snow if I want. The Nalgene bottle fits inside. It's lightweight, it's out of the way, it's not taking up any other space whatsoever, so it's a good piece of kit to have. On the back of the pack is this Gerber flashlight, extremely tough. It has white light, red light, covert light, so it's IR, and then INVS light as well. So if I want very low light for map reading, I can use that for that. In the back, I've got one big pocket here at the back. In that, I keep a scarf. It's a big scarf that I vacuum sealed. It's good for extra warmth if I want, around my neck, around my head. If I want to pre-filter any water, if I want to wipe stuff off, clean stuff off, it's there, be able to use it. Also in here, again, like I said, I keep things in bags to help keep it organized. So in the front here, I've got a little pack of Kleenex, as well as some toilet paper, vacuum sealed, so they're not going to get wet. On a 24-hour route home, there's a good chance you might need some toilet paper. Kleenex I can use as Kleenex or toilet paper as well. Also in there is just a regular survival blanket, just as an extra precaution to have. I can use it in my shelter, wrap around me. I can use it to lay out and lay some of my gear on it on the ground if I want. So it's kind of handy to have. Doesn't weigh much, doesn't take up much space. On the other side of the pouch is a couple of these survival ponchos. Again, if it's raining, it's nice to be able to put this poncho on. I can also put it under my sleeping bag, under my air mattress to help keep it dry. I can put my sleeping bag into the poncho, so I kind of make it like a little bivy bag as well. So those ponchos are nice to have. And then again, a big plastic tarp, so that again I can stick under my shelter, under my sleeping bag, help keep myself dry. I can also lay it out if I want to put any gear, spread my gear out on it, that sort of thing. Just an extra piece of kit to have. So then also in that back panel is one of my favorite knives. It's not really a bushcraft knife or survival knife or anything like that. It's a dragon knife from Condor Knife and Tool. It's a high carbon steel knife, so I can use that with the magnesium, the fire starter. It's got a nice curve on the blade. It's extremely sharp, so I can use that for skinning, for cutting, for utility. It's extremely durable. The tang goes all the way through the back, so I don't have to worry about breaking that knife. It's just a good all-around, all-purpose knife. All right, getting into the bag itself. Got a set of binoculars. I'm gonna be making my way home on either a railroad track, along a river, or on a hydro line. So, or on a road. So having the binoculars just to see ahead, see if there's any obstacles. If I'm out in the woods going across a field, it's nice to see if there's any shelters that I can use, that sort of thing. If I need to spend the night at all, it's nice to be able to see ahead of where you're going as well. The other two items I don't keep in bags are my Sunto compass. It's always good to have a compass. For me, I basically have to go north. There's not much else I need to know to hit railroad track, river, or the hydro line. And I can follow basically any of those home. So I don't really need a map. I might put a map in anyway if I have to go a different route. On the back of that is actually a little piece of weaving from my wife. And that's kind of twofold. One, it reminds me of her. So if I'm out trying to get home, out in the bush, 24 hours, stressful situation, you know, I can hang on to it or hold it or look at it, remind me of her and what I want to get home to. It's also a good fire starter if I'm in dire need of getting some fire going. This little headlamp from Phoenix is a great little asset. If you're walking in the dark, a headlight's good to use if you want to use your hands, especially if you're going down hills in the forest or something like that where you want to kind of hold on to trees as you're going down. Having a headlight is a huge asset in that circumstance. The nice thing for us in the winter when there's snow, you usually don't need a headlight anyway because the moon and the snow puts off quite a bit of light. The snow reflects that moonlight and you can see pretty good once your eyes adjust to the night. So having the headlights handy, not always necessary, but always handy, like I said. My favorite water filter. This is the Grail filter. You won't find this style on their website anymore. This is an old model, but I love it. I've got 2 of these and I still have a bunch of filters. I don't know if the new filters will fit this one, but I haven't upgraded to a new Grail yet just because these still work and I've still got filters. This is steel, where the new ones I believe are plastic, and I believe they make one in titanium as well. I highly recommend them. I did a kayak trip that took me a week. I left from Kingston, Ontario and went up to the locks in Ottawa at the Parliament buildings up the Rideau River. We paddled for a week and I drank some very sketchy water, some stagnant water, some muddy water, some water that boats had been driving around in, jet skis. So I'm very confident in this system. I would highly recommend this. If you saw the water that I was drinking, you would be very confident in the system as well. So I highly recommend these. You just scoop up the water. If it's muddy too, you can let it settle. So then you get your mud down at the bottom. You basically push it down, allowing the water to filter. If you don't want to filter that really muddy water, then you can just pull this out, get rid of that muddy water, and add some more water as well. So it's an easy system to use. I just love it because it's so versatile too. And once you do filter your water, that is your water bottle. You can empty it into your Nalgene as well and then filter some more if you want to have extra water on hand to carry. So getting into our bags, I've got my utility. On the outside of that, pencil, an all-weather pen refill. I don't need the entire pen. The refill just works fine for writing. An all-weather notepad as well. It's always good to have. In case you want to take some notes along the way, you need to backtrack and need to make a note about something you saw. It's handy to have. I have a second knife in there just in case I do lose my first one. I do have a backup. A whistle. Again, I am trying to get home. So if I'm in a situation where I'm going through the woods, I'm going across a farmer's field, and I see someone that might be able to give me help to get me home, I've got some sort of signaling device. In the one pocket here, I've got extra batteries, CR123s, as well as the AAA for the headlight and the flashlights I carry. I don't carry a multi-tool. I used to carry one in the reserves, and I've carried one camping. I rarely actually ever used it. So for the weight, I prefer to carry this little Gerber tool here. And it is basically some scissors, some screwdrivers, some can openers, and it works really well. Extremely little handy piece of kit to have. I've got some electrical tape. I don't carry any duct tape. I find electrical tape works for most situations. I'm not going to be doing any repairs, that kind of stuff on the way. I want to get home. In the other pocket here, I've got some paracord to be able to put up my shelter if I need to. 3 different glow lights. I've got a green, an orange, and an IR. And that's basically the utility kit. I've got my med kit here. Like I said, this one's a basic one. The full kind of IFAK, tourniquets, all the gauze, that kind of stuff stays in the truck. In this one, I've got stuff like the moleskin and some gloves. I don't foresee having a blister since all the footwear I wear is very well broken in, but you never know, all right? Opening it up, again, this is a year-round med kit. I don't switch this one out like I will with some of the other stuff. So I do have bug juice in here. Up here we get a lot of black flies, mosquitoes, that sort of thing. This is military grade bug juice. Do not put this on your skin if you ever get some of this. It will take paint off vehicles. So put this on your hat, on your gloves, on your jacket, that sort of thing. Not on your person. Some lip balm. I've got alcohol swabs, iodine swabs. I also have little gel burn packets. So if I do burn myself trying to make a fire or something like that, if there's no snow, then I can use those gel pads. Regular band-aids, some different sizes. Also some Steri-strips. These you can use instead of stitching yourself up. They help hold the skin together. Very nice to have. In the back pocket here, we've got some polysporin. I also have some honey in here. So this is from our honeybees. It's actually just pure honey. I stabbed myself in the leg about a month ago when we were skinning our cow. And I didn't go to the hospital. I should have, but I had to finish dressing the cow. So I knew if I went to the hospital, I'd be there for hours. I felt like I was fine doing it at home. So I cleaned the wound out and put some honey in it. And that wound healed up very nicely. No infections, no nothing. So I'm kind of big on honey. So I'm putting that in all my med kits now. So I do carry the polysporin too, just in case. After bite, I have a hard time with black flies. They always swell up the area where they do bite me. So this after bite works really well for getting that itch down, getting that swelling down, and allow me to carry on with less irritation. Wound spray. I just put this in because, again, if you do stab yourself, cut yourself, the biggest thing you want to do is get that wound clean first. So having something to clean it out with is nice. Some gauze. I've got gauze in here just, again, in case you stab yourself, poke yourself with a branch, something like that. You're able to stuff that wound if it requires stuffing. And then a little med tape as well. So if I put on any of the gauze and I want it to stay in place, the med tape works really well. This one's my fire organizer. So on the outside, I've got my windproof, stormproof lighter. These things are amazing. I find them so much better than the Bic lighters. This will start in, again, a windstorm, a rainstorm. So it's very easy to start a fire with that if you need to. In the rest of the fire kit, we have matches if I want to start a fire. These ones are waterproof. This is my little Esbit emergency stove. This will fit the stainless steel can on top of it. So if I do want to heat up some water, melt some snow, it'll work really well for that. It stores 4 of the tablets inside, so you can use 1 at a time to heat up, and there's some extra ones there too if I need to use it more than once, or if I want to use it to start a fire as well. Also, again, because you can never have too many ways to start fire, this is the Strike Fire from Ultimate Survival Technologies. Again, magnesium. It works really well. It stores some wet fire. That wet fire is a great fire starter. It will also stay lit if it's floating on water, so it's very nice that way. Again, with that, it will work with my knife as well. Food. In this, I have this little silicone piece here. Now, if I'm heating up water on this with this cup and stove, and I find the handle's too hot or something, I can use that little grabber to grab onto it and move it out of the way somewhere. Again, I hate burning myself, so that's handy to have. Inside, I have a life straw. That's nice for, say I just want to take a quick drink of water from a stream. It's nice to have as a backup. In the back pouch, I have some Cliff Bars. So I've got 6 of those. Again, it's going to be possibly 24 hours to get home. I want some substance on the way home. I don't want to be doing any big meals or anything like that. This is perfect for snacking on the go, trying to get home. Shelter. We talk about trying to get home with the snacks and trying to stay on the move because I want to get home. However, again, my shelter kit is there because I could be gone for 24 hours trying to get home, depending on the situation, the snow, the forest, the terrain, roadblocks, etc., etc. So I will probably have to sleep within that 24 hours. I have gone longer without sleep, but it's not fun. So being well rested to continue to perform at your peak is ideal. So I have a tarp, 8x10 sill tarp. This one's waterproof, made by Integral Tactical, Canadian company. I believe they're now owned by Felfab, but I love their gear. It's well designed, and I've tested it before. I've got a few of their tarps. They work amazing. Climate sleeping pad. Very small, easy to use, takes up no space, lightweight, and there is the possibility that, say I find a barn or someone's porch or say a golf course or something, which there are a few on the way. If they have one of those balconies that the bottom's concrete, well, I might sleep under the balcony on the concrete. I want some sort of sleeping pad to give me a bit more comfort than just sleeping straight on the concrete. If I'm out in the bush and it's snowing, there's a chance what I'll do is I'll put some pine branches down underneath, and that'll give me my cushion and a bit more insulation from the snow. And then in the bottom, I have not really a sleeping bag. It is a sleeping bag, but it's an over bag. So this only weighs 2 pounds, lightweight. So I don't mind carrying it. Mostly, again, this would be used for the truck. So if we break down in the truck, then we've got a sleeping bag that we can use to keep us warm in the bed of the truck while we're waiting out the storm or something like that. However, it stays in this bag too, because if I am doing that 24 hike home and say it's minus 20 or some god-awful weather like that, then I'll want something to wrap around me to stay warm. This one's oversized, so it's made to fit over other sleeping bags. So that way I know I can get into it if I'm wearing my winter boots and my bib and my my winter jacket, that sort of thing. So I don't have to worry about trying to fit in and it being too tight. It'll be nice to slip on over top of that sort of stuff. Again, if I'm taking an hour nap or 2-hour nap or something like that on the way to get home, it's nice to be able to have some sort of warmth to go along with it. So guys, I hope that gives you a good overview of kind of my thoughts on my get home bag, what I put in it, why I put stuff in it. If you have any questions about the situation, the kit, the gear that I use, be sure to drop a comment down. I'll answer your question the best I can. Again, this is from my situation, my location, my weather conditions, where I'm located, that sort of thing. This is going to be tailored differently for everyone's situation. You might have a 10-minute walk home. You might have a longer walk home, so your kit might be entirely different. You might have to go through some cities or worry about riots or civil unrest or that sort of stuff. So again, this is all person and situation dependent. So guys, I hope you liked this video, and if you want to see more of those, make sure you hit the like, hit the subscribe. Be sure to leave a comment too, and we'll catch you in the next video. Thanks again. Hey guys, as I mentioned, my friends over at Barton's Big Country out in Grand Prairie, Alberta have offered us a 20% discount code for my viewers here in Canada. Unfortunately, it's not available in the US, just in Canada, but it's 20% off knives that you purchase from them. So the discount code is capital letters Thor Haven. And I'm going to stick that code down in the description as well as a link to their website. So if you're interested in picking up some cool knives and want to get a nice discount, make sure you use that code.